Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. So, guys, um, again, I'm gonna thank you guys, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the likes on the videos. You know what? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. The growth, the live streams, and I feel like I've got to thank you guys because as I feel like I'm growing, I've got to definitely thank everybody in the all my subscribers. We're growing, it's getting bigger and bigger. And you know, the best thing is the live streams are getting better and better and better, and I'm enjoying interacting with all of you guys. Let's keep it up. Let's build. I've always wanted to like build a community, and some of your comments are like overwhelming as well. They mean a lot. And I feel like I want to build a community, like, you know, a boxing community. You know, there are, but see, like a lot of the things on what I see on YouTube, it's like there's communities, but I feel like there's a lot of bias media on YouTube. Whereas I want to build a non-bias. Even if you like a fighter or you support a fighter, you're willing to give that fighter constructive criticism. And that's when that's when you come across as non-biased, rather than, you know, having certain fighters and always having a certain opinion, or having a certain narrative to make that fighter look good, or make his rival look bad. I'm not about that. But the thing is, one thing I've noticed about people that do that, they have a huge subscriber base, they have huge audiences. But the neutral ones need to grow. The neutral channels hopefully can grow, can get bigger. I'm definitely somebody that I feel that's neutral. I don't know what you guys think, but I love to put my point across. I love to get what I feel about boxing across. And the great thing is about my channel is I feel like a lot of you guys are very neutral as well. Most of you guys that come on, even though some of you are Canelo fans, you're not, you know, like we had Jesuis on the other day, and he was like, man, if Canelo fought Beterbiev, man, I'm scared. Do you know what I mean? I'm scared. I think he could lose those fights. Bivol as well. It's what I mean, and this is why I like my subscriber base, because I feel like the way you talk, you attract those type of people. You attract those type of people to your channel, because the people that are going to watch you are going to be the ones that are like you. Do you know what I mean? Because that's why they're going to be attracted to you. That's why they're going to like the way you come across. Because at the end of the day, you guys are watching me because of the news that what I'm talking about. I'm talking about boxing. So that's why you guys come onto the channel. And if you don't like the way I put it across, or you think I'm pushing a certain narrative which you don't think, you're not going to watch it, because, you know, I'm like that. You know, if I think that this guy, you know, is being a bit biased, I might not watch it. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone. Thanks for the support. And yeah, keep supporting. But in terms of the video, there's been a lot of beef between Devin Haney, and Devin Haney's basically put a lot of people, you know, he's called a lot of people out. He basically came out and said Eddie Reynoso, obviously Oscar Valdez failed a drugs test, and basically Gervonta Davis had something to say, and Devin Haney's come out and said, basically, you know, accused he said basically Eddie Reynoso's whole camp, his whole stable is on that stuff, you know, which is a very, very, I don't like it. I don't like it because you're basically accusing everyone. Now the thing is, Canelo's obviously he's obviously failed a drugs test before, so obviously it gives people more ammunition to say, oh well, I think it was back between him and Ryan, and then Ryan hit back saying that, listen, you can't listen. One thing I'm against, you can't accuse somebody of cheating if they've never tested positive. That's like me calling somebody a thief, you know, without any evidence, or without, you know, I just don't like that. I don't like that at all, because it's like, it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's not right, is it? You know, saying that they're all on that stuff. And again, you know, Canelo, I believe, was cleared as well. You know, whether it doesn't matter what you think, the fact is he was cleared. Devin Haney, again, these guys, a lot of talking on social media. Ryan Garcia hit back at him. A lot of talking on social media. A lot of talking on social media. Not enough fighting. Less talk, more action. As Joshua says, less talk, more action. Unfortunately, you know, these guys are heavily invested in you know, trying to improve their social media image. They don't realize that the actual true boxing fans like ourselves want to see them fight. We want to see them in the ring. We want to see them fighting. Ryan Garcia is a very talented fighter. Devin Haney is a talented fighter. He's not the biggest puncher in the world, but he's a slick fighter. He's not the most exciting fighter to watch, whereas Ryan Garcia is probably a little bit more vulnerable, but he's a little bit more explosive. Maybe got faster hands than Haney. That's a very good matchup. That's a very good fight. But again, I feel like we're gonna talk about it, but we're never gonna get. I just don't feel like we're gonna get the fight. You know, Ryan Garcia's on DAZN, and Devin Haney's on DAZN. That Ryan Garcia was mandatory for Devin Haney, and the fight didn't happen. I was like, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that, you know, we ain't getting these young guys in there. You know, it's not good for the sport of boxing. It's all right going back and forth with one another on social media, but that's all good if you're gonna fight. The problem is there's a lot of back and forth between fighters of the yesteryear, but they actually used to fight. You know, Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson had beef, you know, but they actually fought. You know, they got in the ring and fought. You know, and many other fighters, you know, there was Ben Eubank here in the UK. They had beef, but they fought. Beef is okay as long as you're going to fight. I feel like a lot of the newer generation, there's a lot of beef, but they don't fight. And it's kind of like, you know, in the 135-pound division, that's a stacked division when you think about it. There's so many guys there. Teofimo, Javante, Kambosos, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. Like, you know, there's a stack of fighters in that division, man. You know, there's so many fighters in that division, so many good fighters, you know, with big names that are making waves in boxing. And yet we've only had one matchup in Teofimo and Lomachenko. None of the other guys have fought each other. Embarrassing. When there's 5 or 6 top young guys like that and not one of them have fought each other. Not good enough as far as I'm concerned. Not good enough. Not good enough. What did you guys think of Devin Haney calling out, you know, Team Canelo? And was saying, basically inferring the whole camps on it. So obviously he's including Canelo as well. Andy Ruiz, you know, is under that banner as well. You know, Valdez obviously failed his test. Some strong allegations. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know, Andy Ruiz is a great fighter as well. You know, very good fighter. Canelo Alvarez, probably my favorite guy right now. Oscar Valdez, great fighter. And Ryan Garcia, very exciting young prospect, you know. So that stable is massive. And there's some, you know, Eddie Reynoso, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not short of money at this point, you know, working with Canelo for so many years. Canelo being the biggest star in the sport. But even the other guys like Valdez, you know, Andy Ruiz, Ryan Garcia, these are big names in boxing, you know. So this guy has literally got the best stable in boxing. I don't know. Do you know a better stable than that? Do you know a better stable than Canelo, Ryan Garcia, Oscar Valdez, and Andy Ruiz? You know a better stable than that? I don't. 4 big names like that. Big names, like 4 big names. Like Canelo's obviously the superstar, but even Ryan Garcia, Valdez, and who does the other one? Andy Ruiz. These are all 4 guys that need a lot of attention. You know, they're all like, Andy Ruiz was a former heavyweight world champion. You know, Valdez is a current champion. Ryan Garcia is an up and coming guy. You know, he's looking to become champion. And he's definitely got a bigger name than Ruiz and Valdez. You know, may have even a much bigger social media following than Canelo. You know, so like I said, you know, hopefully, you know, we get all of these guys in the ring. But in terms of the accusations, I don't like it, you know. I don't know what you guys make of it. See, the thing is, when you're making accusations, unless you know you've got evidence, I don't think you should say things like that. Personally, that's just my own opinion, because you're accusing someone blind, you know, accusing somebody, oh, well, he's tested positive, that means they're all on it. That's just not the way to look at things as far as I'm concerned. That's not the way that things work, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just, you know, that's just I just don't think you should be saying things like that. That's my personal opinion. Maybe I'm a little biased because I like Canelo. I like Ryan Garcia is an exciting young talent as well. Andy Ruiz is a very exciting fighter as well. And Valdez is a great fighter as well, you know. So some really good fighters in that stable, man. Let's hope they all they all make big fights, involved in big fights, because I want to see them fight regular. You know, Andy Ruiz, he fought Areola last. You know, Ryan Garcia's been out, you know, but we know he had his issues. He's back now. You know, Valdez, hopefully let's hope this can get cleared up, and then we can get Valdez in the ring again, you know. And yeah, I just want to see guys fight, man. I just want to see these top guys fight. Hopefully boxing can be great. That's it. You know, that we know that there's an issue with a lot of stuff in boxing, politics, governing bodies, PDs, not big fights not happening. You know, we know that there's an issue. You know, sometimes scorecards, judges, we know there's an issue. Promoters not working together. But we need these fights. We need these big fights to come off, man. We need these big fights to come off, and we need the fighters to fight each other, man. And listen, it can be done if the fighters have the desire. These things are possible. You know, when two fighters want to fight each other, no one can get in the way. The trainer, the promoters, two fighters want to fight each other, and they desperately want to fight each other. The fight happens. Generally, what's happening, I believe, is that the fact that the fighters are getting convinced by the promoters, and they're getting sidetracked. Personally, that's just the way it comes across, because fighters aren't scared to fight each other. So yeah, hopefully we can get these big fights. But guys, what do you make of what Devin Haney's comments? What do you make of them? What do you think about what he said? I want to know your thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not for people trying to slander Canelo, man. Canelo's a great fighter, a great fighter. And just because one of his stablemates has tested positive, they're starting to slander his name. I'm seeing what people are doing on social media, you know, and what certain people are trying to do, trying to slander. Like, come on, man. Grow up. You know, just because somebody's done something, that doesn't mean that they're all, like, come on. You know, sometimes what you got to understand is in sport, there's a lot of things, right, that you could take that don't have a huge impact. And I'm not saying this is in Valdez's case. I'm just saying sometimes you could take a drink over the counter. There's a lot of things and you could test positive. Sometimes you take in certain things you don't even know, you know. And I know these guys are obviously, you know, high profile athletes, so they should know what they're putting into their body, because it's part of their job, right? You know, it's part of their job to make sure that they don't test positive. So they've got to know what's going inside their body. They've got to examine everything that they're putting inside their body. But sometimes, like when you're out, you know, and you have like a taco or something, and it could be contaminated, you just don't know, right? You know, in Mexico, we know that there's trouble over there with the cattle, and you know these things occur. So I feel like, you know, sometimes you don't know the full story, and we start accusing these fighters of this, that, and the other. You know, in certain cases, yeah, they may be on stuff, but in certain cases, it may not be. You know, so people don't know the actual truth. And most importantly, you need to, when you hear this fighter's tested positive for this, you need to actually go and check what is it before start. Oh, yes, he's this, that, and the other. Go and have a research. You see, I've done a lot of research on performance enhancing drugs, so I have a little bit of knowledge about them. But, you know, don't just, that's it. You know, certain you know, performance enhancing drugs don't have as much impact as you would think. You know, but of course, if it's on the ban list, it's on the ban list, and it's on the ban list for a reason, and you need to adhere to that. You know, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.